Welcome back, eSIM Studios podcast live stream number 47. Thank you for joining us. Welcome. As I mentioned, sorry for getting a little late start. I had to compile some of the topics that we are going to hit on today. Now, before we get started, I would like to obviously thank you. Hey, what's going on, Bama fan? Yo, did you get the cable? Or is it moving? Because I checked it on Sunday, wasn't moving. Did not check it yesterday. But if it has not moved, let me know. I'll send you another one, and maybe I'll do priority shipping this time. I have no idea what's going on with that, but please let me know, and we'll get that straightened out. I do appreciate you joining us. Thank you very much, sir. Before we get started, I would like to mention the fact that we are sponsored by Google Fi. Yes, that is correct. It's only right that Google Fi teamed up with the eSIM Studios YouTube channel. Longtime users of not only Google... Oh, you got them? Sweet. Yes, you're very welcome. Obviously, as you know, I sent a Type-C and a micro USB connector, both 1 amp current, just to make sure you had one of each, just in case you needed one or the other. But good news. Awesome. We are sponsored by Google Fi, been a long-time user of Google products. And yes, they do offer their own cell phone service, carrier services. Starting at just $20. Now, there is a special deal, yes. Google notified me today that they are running a special. If you want to get the fantastic, actually it was 2023. If you want to get the phone of the year, basically you'd even beat out the iPhone. If you want to get the very best phone that was made last year in a lot of people's eyes, right? Some people I'm not going to get into it. I had the S23 Ultra winning best phone of the year, but it's right up there, right? Pixel 8 Pro. Google Fi is running a special on the Pixel 8 Pro. If you're in the market for a new phone, possibly new service, inexpensive. This is so cheap. Being completely honest with you, and here's what I'm talking about. Check this out. You can get... Where are we at? Check this out. You're not going to believe this. So you can get a Pixel 8 Pro for $199 for new Google Fi subscribers. Now, they're going to issue bill credits towards the other $800 that's been erased off the top of that phone. But all you got to do is sign up for a Google Fi service. The $20 a month. And you get the phone of the year from last year, Google Pixel 8 Pro. They have the baby blue. They have the sky blue color. They also have the mint green color, right? The new mint green that was just released. Similar to the Google Fi logo that you see on the screen there. $199. Now, that's a really, really good deal. Not just telling you that because you sponsor the show. Look in the details. The link is in our description box if you want to go see it for yourself, and basically check out our statements of saying that is a phenomenal deal. Please do. Google Pixel 8 Pro, $199 with new service with Google Fi. Link in the description. Now, speaking of little tidbits we got to get through here before we start the news. Actually, I guess this is the perfect transition into the news, because this is not only news, but this is a little side note, a little headliner here, pre-roll type deal, right? So check this out. So Spotify will be adding music videos in some countries and here in the United States, challenging YouTube music. So not only will you be able to listen to the music, if you're a Spotify user, you can listen to a podcast, and it'll have on top, it'll have the video version, or it'll show you the video and obviously the audio. or you can just select the audio, right? Where there's no video, basically where you can turn your screen off, throw it in your pocket, and you listen to your podcast. Well, now they're bringing that feature to music videos. So you'll be able to watch a music video or turn the screen off and switch to the audio form only. I bring that up because we are on Spotify and we actually have a decent start. Look, I've been trying to put an emphasis on our audio side, the audio only podcast. You can take us wherever you go. Now, here on YouTube, obviously you can do the same thing, but it's kind of cool just to have a audio only podcast. However, as I mentioned at the beginning of this, our podcast can be viewed on Spotify in video form or audio form only. Now, look at this. Let me show you some inside information. I want to show you this. So everybody listening on Spotify, thank you very much. I'm gonna pull up our stats. That's what I'm gonna do. Yes. Now I know this. Look, this is nothing to brag about. We're not like challenging the Joe Rogan podcast over here, but it is a start, right? You got to start somewhere. So check this out. I wanted to show you this. So our analytics for now, this is Spotify. Now our podcast can not only be, you can listen to the eSIM Studios podcast here on YouTube, but we're also on Apple Podcasts. We're also on Spotify, obviously. We're on Pocket Casts, the phenomenal standalone app for podcasts. We're on, Apple Podcasts. We're on iHeartRadio application. We are on Amazon Music application. We're across the board. Wherever you can find an audio podcast, simply search eSIM Studios and we will pop up. So we just started it and it was at 0 basically. I don't know, maybe this time when was it? February 14th. I said last week. It's been a month. But look, we started a month ago, started at 0, and we're starting to pick up some good listens, right? So just wanted everybody out there to be aware. Oh, check this out. You know what's cool? Look at the countries. Now this is cool too. This is where my hashtags and my SEO is proven that it works. So the majority of our listens are found through Spotify searching. So people search for technology podcasts, and we pop up and they hit play. Look at the countries. This shocks me, right? Look at this. So the majority of our listeners are in the United States, Canada 3%. But look at these other countries. The UK, we got listeners in Ireland, we got listeners in Bahrain. Well, I don't know where the hell that is. What is Bahrain? I don't think I've ever heard of that country. Where is this? Let me pull up Google Maps. BAHRAIN. And I'm trying to clean up the podcast so we get good playback, right? And this episode is certainly not helping that. I'm trying to make everything nice and smooth from the beginning to end, and start over again next episode because this one's not starting too well. But we're gonna get into the news. We already started, but hang on. I have never heard of this country. Oh, it's in the Middle East. Oh, damn, that is a small country. So it's just northwest of Qatar. It's actually it's an island country just northwest of Qatar. What is that, the Red Sea? Persian Gulf. I'm sorry, Persian Gulf. Interesting. Cool. So we got I'm sure a few listeners there. Brazil, Sweden, Australia, India, the Philippines, Australia, Turkey, and Malaysia. How cool is that? So you can tell here it breaks down Pocket Casts are the majority of our listeners. If not, I have Pocket Casts and I love that app. It's a podcast only application, no video, just listening podcast, but it's really good. Probably the very best audio podcast application available. In fact, I'll probably do an app review of that here. Web browser, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and then other. So, let's look at check this out. So, 100% of our listeners have been male, and then a large majority are the ages between 28 and 44. That's about right. Yep, that is right smack dab in the middle of our demographic. So, long story short, if you want to listen to us, take us with you on the go, you certainly can. Just simply search eSIM Studios in any podcast application and we will pop up. And I'll actually be uploading this episode as soon as we get finished. So I wanted to hang on, let me clear my throat. Allergies. Check this out. If y'all have never been to South Texas, specifically the Hill Country, so we're talking Austin in San Antonio, right in between there, that little South Central Texas. I'm not talking at the very bottom, not even over to Houston, right in the South Central part. The Hill Country, hilly. Now, why are the allergies so bad? Because it's full of oak trees, pollen. If you do a Google search, San Antonio is the top 3 worst cities for allergies. So let me clear my throat so I don't have to interrupt too much more. And give me 20 seconds. Hang on. We are back. Damn Fan asks, how long do you have to keep the service to get the Pixel 8 Pro for $300? Actually, it's $200. It's $199. Well, I'll take that back because you got to pay for the first month of service, which is $20. So you're looking at like $220 plus tax at 8.25%. That would be, you would be paying exactly for to get the device. Now, I'll look in to see how long. We'll research this together. Give me 1 second. So, $199 plus 20. So you're paying $219 for the phone and the service. Now, with tax, depending on where you live, but here in Texas, it is 8.25%. So $219 times 0.0825 is $18. So you'd roughly be paying $237.07 to the $237.07 out the door. Brand new Pixel 8 Pro and brand new service. Service is really good. Again, I'm not just saying that. I've been taking screenshots as I run errands around with my S24 Plus because I have my Google Fi here, just to give you a good sense. Because when I do a review next week of Google Fi, I want to make sure I have just proof to everybody and not just tell you it's good service. I actually want to prove to you it's good service. Let me pull the web page up and we will check it out together. So let me share the screen here. I will certainly do that. Thank you. Let's see. Pixel 8 Pro. $199. Let's see. So they have the blue version here. Now let's see. Up to 24 months. So here's the deal. Offer given via 24 monthly bill credits. $800 back. Phone is $1,000 roughly. It's I think retail is $999. So they give you $800 back when you join Fi. There's the stipulation. Now, I'm going to clear this up because when this ends, I'm going to reach out to Google Fi and ask them, because from my understanding, you could sign up to any plan. This one is saying unlimited plus plan. I don't want to say something that's inaccurate, so we'll go off of this, what's on the screen, but I'll reach out to my Google Fi representative after the live stream and verify with them. Again, my understanding is that you could sign up with any plan, right? Let's see, and get the phone for $199. So with what this is showing, you get $800 back when you join Google Fi with Unlimited Plus plan, $800 back when you join Google Fi, and a trade-in an eligible phone. Otherwise, if you don't have a phone to trade in, it's $500 back when you join Google Fi. So roughly, you'd be paying $500 for a $1,000 phone. Now, I don't know if that's paid up front or if that's spread out over 24 months, right? So if you divide 500, if you don't have a phone to trade in and you're just, and we'll look at the eligible devices because y'all remember my trade-in hack, right? We'll go over that in a second. Let's see, 500 divided by 24 months. That's $20 a month for the phone as well. Now that's if you don't have a phone to trade in and you're just getting that $500 back when you join Google Fi. Now, what type of phone can you trade in? Is it any phone? Is it a specific phone? Let's see. Eligible devices, they get you $800 back. iPhone 12. Boy, that's a weird, very specific trade-in request, no? Because typically, okay, so look, so to get $800 back on this Google Fi deal with the Pixel 8 Pro, they're saying you need to trade in either a iPhone 12 Pro, iPhone 12 Pro Max, or iPhone 13, right? And on the Google side, you can trade in a Pixel 7 Pro to get that $800 back. And if you have a Samsung, they will accept a Galaxy S22 Ultra or a Galaxy S23. Yeah, it's just the base model. And let's see, you have 30 days to send back your trade-in. How long do you have to keep it? Let's see. The credit will be applied towards monthly service costs such as data, blah, 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 blah. You must keep Google Fi service active in order to continue to receive the promotional bill credits. So basically, you have to continue the full term of service, which is 24 months, right? Which is average. I mean, that's what all the big name carriers do: T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon. That's standard policy. Now, check this out. If this still interests you, and again, I will try to clear it up as far as what type of plan you can buy. Again, I was under the assumption it was any plan, including their base $20 a month plan, but I'll join us tomorrow and I'll clear that up. But look at this. So if you have one of these devices, Apple, Google, or Samsung, if this deal interests you, my trade-in hack, they'll accept any phone in good condition, meaning not a cracked back, not a cracked screen, not blacklisted, and the phone turns on, and its factory reset and or data is wiped. And the cameras work. So a basic, now it can have scuffs, it can have scratches, it can even have dings on the side. It can have a nice big scratch in the screen as long as it's not cracked. The cameras work, it turns on, it charges, basic functions, you're good to go. So it can be a beat up device, just make sure the screen's not cracked and the cameras still work. Here's my hack. So go find the very cheapest out of these models, go to eBay, type this in eBay, and then type in, I don't know, what's the cheapest phone on here? Probably the S23. So you'll go search S23, watch, do this with me. Copy. Let's go to eBay. We're going to paste it in here. Galaxy S23. So you pull up Galaxy S23 for a trade-in device, because it does not have to be your phone. They just want a trade-in. They just, see what I'm saying? You have to physically own it. This is what I do with all my trade-ins. So you search Galaxy S23. You find the cheapest model possible on their eligible devices that they allow to trade in. And then you go buy that phone at the very cheapest price, and then trade that in for the maximum maximum trade-in amount, right? So once they've compiled the list of your S23s, simply go over here and sort by lowest price first. And then you start going down the list. Now the FE is not on the list. It cannot be an FE. So something like this, right? Galaxy S23. Boom. 135. There you go. 140. Oh, it's a FE. That's an FE. You get the idea. That's 203. So you're basically paying $200 to get credit for $800, right? A little, I guess, hack for everybody, but I made videos telling you specifically what to do, more in basic, what I just explained, but more in detail. I have made a couple of videos describing how my trade-in hack works. And again, I've used it on every single time I upgrade. Now, minus the Nothing Phone 2A, where they don't have trade-in programs, so I just, got it outright. But my S24s, my Pixels, I do this, and it works every time. Okay? I'll probably put a link in the video description for my trade-in hack video, so if that interests you, you can check that out. Now, let's go. We got really big news today. Exciting news. In fact, I think this news really excited me today because this might possibly be my next phone. Or I might put it in rotation, right? Because I got a lot of phones here. But this might potentially be a phone that I add to my collection. It's not a phone that I take that back. I did originally want the OG version, the original version, but ended up not getting it because it was a very first model. The Google Pixel Fold series is what I'm talking about. When they released the Fold series about a year ago, maybe a year and a half, something like that, I was really happy. I was really intrigued. I was glad they were stepping into the foldable units, the foldable models, foldable types of phone. Now, it's not my favorite type of foldable. I like the clamshell, where it opens and closes like a clam or an alligator mouth. I'm not too big on the open and closed book style. If you can imagine it like that, there's phones that fold open like a book, and then there's phones that fold open like the old Motorola StarTAC, right? I like the flips, the Motorola StarTAC style. I just have not found a foldable that opens up like a book that I really can get into, that I really like, because here's the issue, and we're getting into the big news of the day. I'm just opening up this intro, and I'll try to make it as fast and nice and easy as possible. I have not found a foldable that I like because, yes, the big screen is nice when you open it up. It's like a tablet, right? However, when you close it, it doesn't feel like a normal phone in your hand. It feels like a big clunk of metal and plastic, and I don't like that. I'm real picky with my stuff, and everybody's different. Look, if you got the Pixel Fold, and you like it, then more power to you. It just wasn't for me. I think the closest foldable that I could see myself using is the OnePlus Open. Is it OnePlus Open or OnePlus Fold? I can't even remember. I think it's the OnePlus Fold, no? Anyways, OnePlus Open. Boom, that's it. Sorry. So, now, why do I mention that? Because the OnePlus Open sort of looks and feels like a real phone that you're holding in your hand normally. Except you can open it up to where it's like a tablet. And if you follow along, if you see some video reviews of the OnePlus Open here on YouTube, it's gotten really, really, really good reviews. Every review that I've seen, and I haven't seen all of them. I've probably seen 5 or 6, maybe 7 or 8. None of the videos I've watched on the OnePlus Open none of them said bad things about it. Everybody was joyful. Everybody was happy. Everybody was ecstatic about the design. They loved the way it looked. They loved the way it feel. It's thin and it gives you, because here's the deal. When I want to use it like a phone, I want to use it like a phone. When I want to use it like a tablet, I want to use it like a tablet. The Google Pixel Fold 2 display size leaked. Now, why is that big news? You're probably saying, well, big freaking deal. That's a big deal because the dimensions that were leaked looks like it's going to similarly look like the OnePlus Open. And I'm talking slow on purpose because I have so many phones in my head and they're named similar but just a little bit different. I don't want to misspeak. Sorry. The Pixel Fold 2 is going to be similar in dimensions to the OnePlus Open. Now, let's take a look. Not only that, it's going to have really good specs, I believe, with one caveat that I'm not wild about. And let's get into that. So here on 9 to 5 Google, there was they have this featured article on the Pixel Fold 2. So if you can see right here, this is the original Pixel Fold, right? It looks awkward, doesn't it? It looks short. It looks stubby. It looks like a small fat person, right? It looks like a troll, like a real life troll, not an internet troll. It looks like a short, stubby glob of electronic device of a phone. I don't like the way that looks. And here's another reason why I didn't get the original Fold. We were all in on purchasing this when we got the news that Google was going to release a foldable. And then stuff started leaking out. We started to see the design. We started to see this. And then I remembered, you know what? Probably need to stay away. And this is a personal thing, I typically don't buy first generation models, right? So first gen, especially electronics, right? Technology. First gen SKUs, meaning models, because they typically have road bumps that they run into throughout the first year cycle of the device, meaning, oh, the screen, now I don't know, I'm just bringing up examples. Oh, the screen is peeling. There's a bunch of people on Reddit that say the top left corner of the screen when it's folded open is peeling, or there's problems with the hinge after, I don't know, 10,000 folds of opening and closing it, or maybe the outside screen flickers a little bit. You know, there's always something. The second gen is typically when that's when I jump in, because usually a nice big company like Google with a big mobile division can usually work out those kinks, right? Within that first year, they learn their lessons, they see where they went wrong, and then they apply those changes to the second generation, to that second model, so they know for sure that they won't have that same mistake again. Now, does that mean there will be no issues on the second gen, third gen, and fourth gen? No. All right, look at Samsung with the Note 7. Remember that phone, that phone that was blown up? That was a while ago, but it was the 7th Note 7, right? So I'm not saying these were totally free and clear on the second generation of the Pixel Fold, but pretty confident. Typically, they iron out their kinks, right? With the second generation of stuff. Now, this one looks cool. Not the one you're looking at. That looks nasty and ugly. I wouldn't. I've held it, and it's just not. It's thick. When it's folded like that, like the gentleman has, like in his hand, it's thick. It's like you're holding a mini Bible, right? It's like the little. Yeah, it's heavy. The outside screen is hard to use. It's awkward. It's a weird dimension. It's actually small. It's just not good, right? No. And when you open it up, it's not like a tablet. It's like a square. It's like a square. Instead of a tablet, how it's a rectangle, right? Like a phone is a rectangle. Well, phone's like, that when you open it up is like a square. And it's just really weird. I think perfect example of why I don't buy first generation products. I think they listened to all the negative talking points about this, and I think they corrected them in this next upcoming model. And I hope that's the case, because if so, I'm definitely going to get one. So we've had a couple of leaks come out. So we've got the dimensions of the phone now. We actually got a first look at the rear of the phone camera. And we also got the rumored specs for this device. It looks to be a beast. Good afternoon, sir. I messaged you the package I shipped you this afternoon. So it's on its way. I got it coming to you, bro. The earbuds and those cases for you. So they are on the way. Yeah, so the specs look great. I think, what were the last rumors? 20 gigs of RAM. That's without RAM expansion. It's going to have the new Tensor G4. They're pushing back the launch of this to be on par with the Pixel 9 series. And that's the other thing that I didn't like about one of the many things I didn't like about the first generation Pixel Fold is that it came with last year's CPU. Now, why would you pay... It was pretty expensive. Why would you pay $1,800 for a device that has last year's technology in the and not just technology, in the CPU? That's the most important part of the phone. It just didn't make sense. And having it offset with their release cycle, that's why I hope this year they release. Now, I don't know. I don't think they're going to do it this year. I think next year is the year they're going to release all their phones all in one day. This year, I think they still have the 8A scheduled for Google I/O in May. Then they're going to release the Pixel Fold 2 and the Pixel 9 series all on the same day later in the year in October. And I think next year will be the year that, remember, Pixel 10, so next year, not this year's Pixel, but next year's Pixel, is when Google finally has full control over their Tensor chip. So that's a big deal. And I think they're going to release all of their phones all on one day. So I think they're going to push back the Pixel 8. So I guess next year it'd be what? They're going to have to change the naming too, because the Pixel 8A is... well, anyways, we'll talk about that later. But check this out. So the rumored display for the outside screen is going to be 6.4 inches, up from 5.8. So that's what made this device, the original Pixel Fold, so awkward. One of the many things that made it awkward was that the screen was small, 5.8 inch screen. I think we went to Best Buy before they were, was it right before or when they were being sold or launched? We went to Best Buy to check them out. Small, 5.8. It's going to bump up to 6.4, which is nice. That's about, I don't have any 6.4 inch screens, but that's a nice size. I think honestly, I think 6.7 is perfect. Is the perfect size for a quote unquote big phone today. That's perfect, right? Because the the S24 Ultra is a 6.82 inch screen, and that's a big phone. There's a big difference between 6.7 and 6.8 inch screen. You may not, it doesn't seem like it, but it is when you hold it in your hand. So that's very good news, right? Very good news. Now, not only are they going to increase this display, this outer display, the inner display is going to be increased, and it's going to have a new dimension, meaning it's not, when you open it up, it's not going to be like a square like the original Pixel Fold. This one's going to look like a traditional tablet, right? Like the Galaxy Tab S8, S9, something like that, right? So the inner display is going to be just over 8 inches. That's pretty good size, because check this out. Speaking of the tablets, Samsung Galaxy S9, Tab S9, their base tablet is 9 inches. So this is going to be right up there with, it's going to feel, again, when I started going into the story, I was explaining to you, that's one of the reasons why I don't use foldables. Now, again, I do like the clamshell style, just I cannot get with the book style. But I think this one might have a chance to sway me, because I want it to feel like a regular phone when it's folded shut. I want it to feel like a regular phone in my hand. And I want it to feel like a tablet when you open it. I think this is going to suit my needs. Now, the other issue is when going back to foldables, when it's folded closed. So it can have the same dimensions and look like a regular phone when it's closed. But remember how I said they're so freaking heavy and thick when they're folded? Well, Google's thought of that too. They are going to minimize the depth, or I guess width. No, not width. Depth. Yeah, how deep. Am I saying that right? Let's see. Yeah, height. I don't know. I'm thinking of a cube. So, anyways, as far as how thick it is, like this, right? I think this phone is 7.9 inches. 7.9 millimeters thick. I believe this S24 Plus 7.9 millimeters thick. So from if you're measuring the side, 7.9 millimeters. This new Pixel Fold 2 says it's going to be just over. Let me share it. Why is it not sharing? Let me get you the right dimensions. It's going to be 10.5. No. Okay, yeah. It's going to be 10 millimeters thick. So, seems like a big difference, but it's actually considerably smaller than most other foldables. In fact, the only other thin. I was looking for thin. The only other, if this is true, that means the only other foldable that's thinner than the Pixel Fold 2 would be the Honor Magic V2, which is the thinnest foldable currently in the world at 9.9 millimeters thick when folded together. So, and look, that'll be thinner than the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. I think. Don't quote me on that. I think that's the case. So regardless of whatever the dimensions are, they're going to make it thinner. So when it's folded closed, it'll feel like you're using similar to a real phone. And then boom, you open it up and it's a tablet. I think if this looks correct, they're going to nail it. They're going to hit this one out of the park. Now, what do I not like about this? Well, the cameras. Not necessarily the cameras, because Pixel does have the best well, yeah, they're probably the best cameras in the game, but the way this camera is designed, right? Look at this. This is the back of the phone, of the Pixel Fold 2. My other God, that looks ugly. I don't know why they wanted to design it like that. You got me. But from the looks of it, that's what the camera language, camera design is going to look like. Now, here is the device, Pixel Fold 2. Semi-open, right? It's going to take on the same design language as the new Pixel 9 series, which is flat sides, like all the other phone manufacturers are doing. You have the flat sides of the Samsung Galaxy S24 series. You got the flat sides of the Nothing Phone 2 and 2A series. And then your Pixel 9 Pro, and your Pixel Fold 2 will all have flat sides, or mid-frames is what we call it in the industry. Technically, that's the term for the part that we're talking about. The side of a device, the border of the device is technically a mid-frame, but yeah. So look, most people are going to have a case on this anyways. So, I mean, I don't know. It is what it is, right? I mean, when do you look at the camera? Not that often. When I'm cleaning it, maybe 2 to 5% of the amount of time that you actually look at your phone is probably spent actually looking at the camera. The other 90-something% is at the display. But as ugly as it is, I think I can get around that if they nail everything else. Hardware looks good. You know the software is going to be good. So I think they got something. Up their sleeve here. So very impressed so far. And we will see. Again, launch date of this device should be in late October. So we still have a little ways to go, but production for this, the reason why I'm kind of settling in on the specs and on the look and feel of this device is because they start production in April. Yes, that's next month. As you know, they plan these devices years in advance. And they may make some changes as time goes on, but they start production in April on the Pixel Fold 2. So this design, these specs, these dimensions are locked and loaded. And that's probably why it leaked today, is because these are the final specs. Some of the materials, some of the CAD design was probably supplied to the manufacturer, and in between that information being provided to the manufacturer, somewhere in between there, the info got leaked. So I'm pretty damn sure this is what we're getting. So looks pretty cool. I think I'm going to be getting one. I believe so. I just don't know the colors, and I don't know. You can always return it, right? So now pen. I think a pen works with the Pixel Fold. If I'm not, let's find that out, because that's the other thing. Would love to use a pen. Now your S Pen's not going to work with Google, but I think you can use like a universal stylus. Let's see. Pixel Fold stylist. Okay. So here's a stylist, meaning like a pen without ink in it. An inkless pen meant for electronics. Here's a seller on Amazon that sells a device that says it's compatible with the Pixel Fold. Interesting. So I wonder what technology. Let's see. I knew you could use one. It just wasn't really widely known, or that feature wasn't used, I guess, quite often. But I would like to see Google implement some more software features for users that have a stylist. Because as you know, Samsung bakes in all of that software for their S24 Ultra, S23 Ultra, all the S Pen features, functionalities. Now, I don't expect Google to implement all of that stuff into this new Pixel Fold 2 software, but I would like to see something, right? Because I think the way it is, you can use it now, the stylus with the Fold 1, but it's basically like a finger touch or finger input. You can't do any of the cool, all the extra, you know what I'm talking about, all the extra functions you can do with your S Pen with the Samsung. You cannot do that with the Pixel. And as I mentioned, I would like to see them implement something of the sort. I know with the OnePlus Open, it is stylus friendly. What else? Most foldables are stylus friendly. I sure hope the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 this year comes with a stylus. I would love to see that. Actually, you know what? Let's see if there's any news on the Z Fold 6. Because this will be the upcoming Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 will be the number one competitor to the Google Pixel Fold 2. Not many people here are using there's a lot of foldables that are not available here in the United States, like Huawei, Xiaomi, I believe, has a foldable. There's a lot of them. Chinese brands, Chinese companies, right? That, look, if you really, really want one, you can buy one here in America, but you're going to have to get it on, like, I don't know, AliExpress or one of the Chinese marketplaces, online Chinese marketplaces. You can buy them and have it shipped here. But it'll be, the main competitor is going to be Samsung with their Fold 6. Let's see here. I don't see anything new. Well, let's look at these renders again real quick. It does not have support. Interesting. Huh. Well, I sure hope they bring it this year, right, for the 2. Because why would you do that? It doesn't, at least for touch input, right? Like, I don't expect them to have all these features where you can do all this and that with it, but at least touch input, right? For drawing, for video editing, photo editing, all sorts of stuff. Oh, this looks nice. The Z Fold 6. See, this is the year where I think I might get involved in the foldables. As mentioned, I love the Flip series, but just haven't not found a foldable that I like. And I went over the main reasons. No need to repeat them again. But these are looking thin and very nice. Now, especially if here's where Samsung can steal a lot of sales from the Pixel Fold 2 potential customers, is if they include S Pen, not necessarily inside the device like they do with the Samsung S24 Ultra, where the S Pen, you can actually put it in, insert it into the phone. Not even that. Even if they just include it in the box, an S Pen, kind of like they did last year, right? They make a case. Well, I guess they didn't include it last year, but they did make Samsung made an official case where you can carry an S Pen with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5. But I would like to see Samsung include an S Pen in here. It would be cool if they could fit an S Pen in this. I don't think they are, because with these renders, there's nowhere, it's not showing an S Pen, right? There's no cutout or hole for an S Pen. But damn, that looks good. Yeah, Google's going to be in some hot competition. Damn it. Whenever I say that word, I activate on my phones. Interesting. Well, we will keep an eye on this very, very closely. Very excited. It's coming up soon. When are they releasing this? In July. And then the Pixel Fold 2 is coming out. They're going to release it with the Pixel 9 series. That'll be in October. So you're looking at July. You're going to August, September, October. So basically, roughly a 3-month time difference when it comes to the release. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. We'll have to see. I'm sure they'll have trade-in deals like they have with every other phone. But damn, look, these are expensive devices. You know, these things creep up to $2,000. That's a lot of money. I thought the little price increase on the S24 Ultra, I thought that was a big deal. When you creep up to two Gs for one of these, god dang. Whew. That's what I'm saying. They got to get this right. This is not a cheap thing. You know, this is it's expensive. It's very expensive. So they got to get this right. And I think Google's doing the right thing, because they're ironing out their hiccups, their mishaps from the first gen. It looks like they've addressed it and are putting effort into addressing it for the second generation. And it looks like a viable competitor for the Z Fold 6. So we will keep an eye on that. Look, I'm creeping up on an hour. It's 7:30 here local, so I gotta roll. I do appreciate you joining us, and thank you very much. As you know, we do live stream every afternoon right around this. I'm trying to get a little earlier, but the time change has been messing me up this week, so try to start a little earlier, maybe around 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. But we do live stream every day. We talk about the biggest tech stories in the world and how that applies to your daily usage, right? So appreciate the time. Thank you for joining us. And I hope you had a good day and hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.